Hello and welcome to this very quick video. This is to answer this specific question from this gentleman called Paul. Now Paul is one of a number of people that asked lots of questions about this thing here. This is the jumper. I'm pronouncing it Xiake800. I know lots of people have been very kind and sent me links to Chinese and other people pronouncing it properly. But in my humble opinion, they should have just given it a better name. Now this is a copy of the Mini Hawk. That is a 3D printable version of this. This is the jumper variant that's been available in just AliExpress from what I can see at the moment. This is my own personal one. This I've converted to Crossfire for no other reason than I really like the Crossfire system, and it's the one I have on some of my key flight radios rather than Express LRS. So I've kind of swapped mine over. It's set up by CRSF as it comes, but as you can see, Paul's question is really about the battery bay, and I've had loads of questions about that. So let's have a look at the battery bay and answer this for Paul and lots of others. So here we are inside. This is the GPS, and then we have the flight controller and also my air unit down here at the bottom. Now if I just open up the tabs. Now again, I extended the battery wire here on the PDB because the one that comes in it, in my humble opinion, is way too small. And there is room kind of behind, hopefully you can see that, move that out of the way, behind the GPS as well. So if you can tuck a battery under there, you're good. But the dimensions of the battery bay, let's get that for everybody that's asking. If I take it from underneath the GPS to the back wall, is around 95 millimeters. Side to side, it's limited by the connections onto the PDB. That is around 45. If we take this kind of overlap here, front to back, it gets a little bit tighter. It's just over 80, about 82. Now, the other thing that I've been asked a lot about here is which battery you're using. Apologies for the light shining it on here. I'm using this one here. This is a Genze Tattoo 2200 long range version. Now there are a couple of places that stock these things. This is a good battery for this. Again, I'm getting about 22 minutes to up to potentially 30 minutes if I'm really careful. Battery dimensions on this, it's about 75 millimeters by about 32 millimeters by about 32 millimeters. Now if I put this in here, hopefully you'll be able to see, it actually fits in nicely. Now the cool thing about the battery bay in here is that it does kind of sit in line with the CGs. So if you can get a bigger battery in, you're good. But this kind of works nicely. I can plug it in, tuck the cables here at the side, and away you go. Now there is a little bit more headroom here underneath the cover, so it does go up a little bit more. So you can probably get a battery that is about 45 millimeters high if you push it. Now some other people have asked me, can you fit in other batteries? These are listed in lots of different places. I will put a link down below. You can actually order these batteries direct from Genze in Germany. That's how I've been having to do it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, someone will be stocking these in the UK soon. You can occasionally get these things from places like 3DXR here in the UK, but when they come in, they go out like crazy because this is 2200 and essentially the same size as a 1300 pack. In terms of other 4S battery options, you have obviously things like the ZOHD lithium ion pack that will fit in here, no problem at all. Very, very similar size to the other 2200, both in terms of overall length and the depth as well. So this will just fit in without an issue. Again, the key thing is to try and schnick it forward, kind of under where the battery, under where the GPS is. And there we go, that's going to fit in and the cover's going to go on fine. So those kind of 18650 packs should fit okay. The last one I know I'm going to get asked about, and if I don't cover it in the video, someone's going to ask it in the comments, is what about the bigger versions of this? Rather than 18650, what about something like a 21700? This is my test pack. I need to say a big thank you to Ben up at 3DXR. He actually made this for me. This is a P42A spec 21700 cells. This is a 4200 milliamp hour pack. we're starting to get a little bit beefy up here. We can get it in. Let's just see if we can get the cover closed, because this actually is the first time I've tried it. Ooh. Hang on, we're struggling. We're struggling. No, I can't close it, not without taking some material out of this top. And you potentially could do, because this is quite a thick piece of foam. So unfortunately, a 4S 21700 pack is a little bit too deep. And just so you know, the depth of this pack is about 40 millimeters. So if you keep it a little bit less than that, more like the 35, you can squeak it in, unless you want to cut something out of the top. So Paul and others, hopefully that helps. That is the dimensions inside here for the battery compartment. Me personally, I'm flying mine with these things here. Genzace Tattoo 2200 4S, 45C milliamp hours, long range version. Again, I can either get them from Germany, or when 3DXR have them in stock, I get them from those guys too. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that, if you're trying to learn a topic, will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.